Hello everyone, yeah, I'm Praveen here from Wild VFX. We started since 2015. We do visual effects, we have R&D, DI and the academy. So under this academy, this workshop is, we just started the first online session, live session of Unreal, which is under this academy. So we do visual effects, R&D, DI, everything. So in future also we will be presenting more workshops. So we are so happy that you guys have participated for our first online live session.
That.
Later, I want no place.
Let's start the Unreal session. Before the Unreal session, I would like to introduce myself. I am Praveen, the CG supervisor from Wild VFX and Unreal Authorized Instructor. I started my career as an animator, then rigging artist, then simulations for the character effects like fur simulations, cloth simulations, and muzzle simulations, everything. Other software packages like Maya, and then in Houdini for the simulations and everything. Today's sessions is about Unreal's interface, marketplace, and we'll be creating the projects, landscape creations, foliages, animations, and then final renders. So we'll be covering the basic structure, how this Unreal works. Let's start with the Unreal now. This is the first home screen of this Epic Games launcher, where you can see the Epic Games news and everything, all those updates, everything you can see over here. Before that, if you have any doubts or any other suggestions, whatever it may be, you need anything, means there is a Q&A sessions over here. You can post all your questions in this Unreal office hours. After this Unreal sessions, we'll be answering all those Q&As. If not, in the coming office hours, we'll be answering all those questions. Okay, so once you have any doubt, means just post your questions over under this Unreal office hours channels. Okay, let's go to the Epic Games, and this is the first home page, news. There's a tab called news, where you'll be getting the latest informations about Epic Games, and then another samples tab. This is very useful, that too for the beginners. Here they have all the assets, animation samples. Here, what is the main purpose of this Unreal is a powerful real-time 3D application. It's widely used in like these games, films, architecture, and various industries. There might be questions, why do we learn this Unreal Engine? This is actually means from game development to real-time simulations, which includes the high quality graphics and rendering capabilities. And not only that, it has an extensive support and resources through forum. You have extensive supports. And then in film and TV, for the virtual productions, CGI and special effects, even special effects also, there are many softwares for the effects also, means like Houdini, Maya also. The Unreal Engine is also more effective for the effects and everything. And in the automobile industries like vehicle designing and virtual showrooms, everything, and even in the education and training sectors, we have interactive learning environments and simulations, and like these VR and everything. Get in touch with these samples and everything about the car configurator, everything. You will get the answers of seeing all these samples and everything. So I suggest you must watch, download it, have a look. Then if you go to the marketplace, this community page has many assets from Epic itself. And there is one more main option, in the sense there is a free tab under this marketplace. You can get assets, free assets. You can and there is an option called free for the month. It is better to download for each and every month, whatever you may. Later that would be chargeable, so it is better to browse the new free assets and download it. And there are some sales which they give offers and everything. Those things also you can get it. And the next tab is the library, which we will be seeing now. And then the twin motion. Now we are not going to cover this twin motion. This is about the visualization, design visualization for the architecture. Reality capture, it's kind of a photogrammetry, scanning the 3D meshes. So this thing also we won't cover it. Now let's go to the library session. Here you can see the Unreal Engine versions. As of now we have 5.3, 5.4. Which versions you want, you can easily launch the exclusive versions. And by default, if you set this means 5.3 means you can easily get it. Otherwise you can go whatever versions you have, you can easily select over here. And there is one vault page. This shows whatever you have bought through the marketplace, which gets displayed in this vault page. Okay, there are many things which I have downloaded and it's getting displayed under this vault page. Now I have selected this launch. You'll be getting the project browser, where you can see the latest projects, and there are some samples of the games projects also, where you can access the game related everything. By default there are some presets, or film related presets, or architecture or automotive, these things, and simulation projects. Everything you can get it as a presets. So what I have selected, but I have already been created a project, because each and every time at first when the project gets created, it takes time. So here you can see the location and you can give the project name. As of now I have given the blank everything, since it takes time. So I have already been created and it is getting displayed over here, and already it has got opened. Okay, so once again let me say that if you have any Q&A, there is a Q&A session. If you have any questions, just post it through this chat box. Let's get back to the Unreal. And this is the project, and the Unreal interface also gets displayed as like this. The top one is the menu bars, and these are the shortcut toolbars. There are browse, associated file, everything. You'll be getting the shortcuts, the functions of the menus, which gets displayed under this toolbar, shortcut toolbar. On the right hand side, if you see, this is the viewport, will come later. On the right hand side you can see there is one outliner, the hierarchy tree structure. You can see this is the under main, this is a level, this is just a world. We'll be calling it as a level main. The level name is main, which comes on top of this hierarchy. Under this main level you can see the floor, which we have selected a cube. Okay, and there are some lights which has been created by default. So this is how the hierarchy tree structure of the Unreal outliner. Under this there is one details panel. Details panel is nothing but if this is the just a polygon mesh cube which has been renamed. To rename this, just press F2, you can rename it, and its properties and everything you can get under this details menu, which it has been displayed as transform, where you can move locations and you can rotate through these rotations, and you can slide it with the left mouse button also. Under bottom toolbars there's one called content drawer, which we'll cover soon, and output log. This is the log file of what's happening and everything gets. We will get the information of everything under this tab, and this is the command console. So command button, everything you can get. Okay, fine. Now let's have a look on the viewport. In viewport, in the outliners of what we are seeing, the output, everything you can see over here. Output means not the final render output. How does it look? Everything. Say suppose if it's a light, sphere, whatever it may be of what we have selected, you can see over here. This is the skylight. Everything will cover what the lights and everything. This hamburger icon, you can switch the layouts as like all other software packages. Here we have layouts, this thing where we can switch to 4 layouts as like this, and a single layout where we can access everything as like this under this hamburger, whatever. Later we can get the infos of everything later on this session. And next one is the cameras. We can switch the cameras as like other 3D packages. For top view, you can go as like this, and I forgot to say how to handle the viewport also. So if you hold the Alt key in the keyboard, and if you press the middle mouse button, you can pan this thing, middle mouse button, this thing, and right mouse you can also pan it. If you go to the perspective, holding the Alt and the right mouse button, you can zoom and zoom out, and left mouse button, by holding the Alt key, you can rotate the viewport as like this. And if you hold the Alt button with the middle mouse button, this goes reverse. You can check it. I think if you have Unreal in your system, you can also check over as like this, to which if I'm moving to the right means the viewport going to the left. So to change this thing, because in Maya and all, if you move the mouse to the right means it goes to the right only, and if you have to move to the left means it moves to the left only. But here it's getting opposite, but you can change it under this editor preferences. Okay, editor preference, just inverse or invert middle mouse button. If you click this and close it, now I'm moving to the right. It's moving. If I move to the left, it's moving. So just check the button, it works fine. And there is one more option. Usually I won't go to the layouts for each and everything as like this top, since if I have in the viewport, if I have many geometries or meshes, whatever it may be, the performance will be more. So I used to go with the shortcuts itself as like this. Hold the control button, and if you press the middle mouse button and if you drag it, you can go to the top. Same way, hold the control button, and if you drag it to the left, it goes to the back. Same way you can do it for the front. And perspective, if you come to this adjacent side to the right, means to the southeast, you'll be getting this perspective button, means the layout viewport gets switched to the perspective one. Okay, fine. We'll cover this default viewport, cinematic viewport later. And next one is the view modes. Before that, let me show a small thing of this basic actors. Actors is nothing but, in other softwares we'll be calling it as the cube and lights, whatever cubes, spheres, everything will be calling as objects as like this. Here we will be calling it as actors. For the each object is a kind of actors, whether it's a cube is also a static mesh actor, we will be calling it as a static mesh actor. Static mesh is nothing but just an object which won't get deformed by default. Okay, see over this you can see the details of it. It's a cube which has been updated in the outliner also. Okay, and it has a type as static mesh actor. This cube has details of transformation, rotation, scale, and you can switch how the cube looks, whatever it may be. This is just a static mesh actor. We can change the other static mesh actor as cone. Cone is already been existed in this project, so we are changing it as like this. Till now let it be as like this. And it has materials. Materials, many of them might be knowing about the materials, but anyway, let me say it is just appearance of the surface. When an appearance of the surface by through how it appears with the light. Okay, whether it's it can be a wood, this box can be a wood, or can be a glass material, whatever it may be. So here we will be accessing the materials. I'll show it later. Or and it has collisions and everything. Many these things we can access through this details panel itself. So to move our actor, there is a gizmo called XYZ. You can see this handle. Through this, either from this way, you can select the corresponding axis. You can access it in Maya, Houdini, and in 3D Max also. The gizmos which you can see, the up axis would be the Y. Here it's in Z axis, and then the front axis would be the X. Here it is Y axis, and the side axis over there it's Z axis, it's X axis. So just have a look, don't get confused at the beginning itself. So if you want to move only the Z axis, whatever it may be, there's a shortcut key which you have to hold the control and then right mouse button. If you select, means see the front axis gets moved. If you hold the control key and middle mouse button, sorry, not the middle mouse button, both left and this thing right mouse button, you can access the up axis of Z axis. And if you hold the control and the left mouse button, you can access the sideways of X axis. And if you want to place anything on the underlined object, means there is a shortcut key which you can hit the end key in your keyboard. If you hit the end key, it gets snapped to the objects which is under the selected object. Okay, see here also, and you can move the two axes with this side corners of the cube gizmos. if I place it somewhere over here and if I hit N, it gets placed. Let me bring some other actors also. Cylinder, and if you see, by default there is a light in our viewport. You can see the sun, everything, how it's getting appeared in the sense because of these lights. Before getting into this light, let's have a look about the view modes. View modes, we have option called lit. Since it has lights over here, in the lit mode you can see the shadows. Because of the lit, you can see the shadows and everything without anything. Just if you want to see the actors just without any lights or this thing, means you can select this view mode as unlit. You won't see any this thing, shadows and everything there are. And another thing is like wireframe, if you want to see, means you can see as like this. And lighting only, if you want to see, means it has the details as like this. There are many view modes which you can. Okay, let me switch to the lit mode itself, and these are the filter, a kind of a filter options where you can hide the grid. Means here there is a grid, you can see. To hide it, grid, everything, all these you can do it here itself. And these are the static meshes which I have told, no. Though if you want to hide only the static meshes, means you can here you can hide it, this thing. Okay, so this is the main thing which I would like to show in the viewport, and some shortcut keys. If you want to move, means hit W. If you want to rotate the actors, means hit E, where you can rotate it. And if you want to scale it, means hit R. Once you do the W, E, R, you can see over here itself those shortcuts. W, E, R, W, E, R. W is for the move and E is for the rotations, and scale, this is the thing. And if you move, means you can see it has, see, in the rotations also you can see it's getting snapped. If I rotate, means it has a constant values. It's because of this snapping values over here, whether you want to snap or not. You can, if you switch, means now you can see, you can see the floating values, everything, point values and all you can see over here. And you can set this thing rotation degrees of these things under these degrees. See, now easily I can rotate to the next 90 degrees and everything, you can see it. These are the things. Okay, as of now let me uncheck this, and this also, this is for the scale, snapping. And there is one option called camera speed. By holding the Alt and right mouse button, you can see it's moving fast. To reduce it, I can reduce the camera speed like this, go slowly. And there is one option called this thing is to control the speed of this thing also. I think we can do it from right mouse button, it seems. Right mouse button, if you hold the right mouse button and scroll, see, you can see over here the speed is getting changed. Right mouse button and you can scroll in the mouse. Okay, let me set it to the 3 or whatever it may be. Okay, this is enough for me as of now. So this is the thing, main basic handling the viewport and the actors also. And another thing which I would like to discuss in the sense, the content drawer. This content drawer access the assets in this, where say suppose if you have done a model in Max, 3D Max or ZBrush, whatever it may be, over there you have to export it through FBX, OBJ. Once you export it, you can access this just a browser, under this content drawer, you can and you can organize everything as like this. See, by default, let me show one thing. This is the top hierarchy. Right click and show in Explorer. This is where at the beginning I have shown you the browser location of our project. Everything got created under this path. The same thing, content. If I go to the content means, here you can see under the content you can see characters, collections. These are the basic things. Later starter content. Oh, I forgot to say, at the creation of there is one option called starter content. Is there is one option which you will get inbuilt assets while creating the project itself. I forgot to show, but next time if there is a time I will show it. This is the starter content, which I had received all some basic samples of audio, architecture, everything. If I see over here starter content, you can see architecture files like this. You can drop. This is the window. Now the content drawer has gone. To get back the content drawer, I can select this thing, or otherwise with the shortcut key Control Spacebar. You can bring the architecture assets, audio files if you have, you can access it here, which you have done in the external sources from other packages. Those things to interlink with our Unreal, you can use this content drawer. Everything HDRI, maps is nothing but the level is nothing but this is the world, 3D world. This main is also a map, we will be saying, which by default it has been saved as map. Over here you can see main. This is the thing with the triangle mountain kind of icon is the map over here, and there are some other maps in the under the content is this thing, advanced lighting, minimal, like this starter map, everything. So they have particles which you can drag and drop it here. This is a kind of fire particle, you can see later in the render, you can see. And props, yeah, this is a sample projects. Okay, each and every time this thing is going, it takes time to get the shaders. You can see the preparing the shaders, some progress bar you can see. Once it gets complete, you can see everything with it depends on the performance, system's performance. And there is one idle over here, you can place it over here. It's just a statue, a kind of this thing. Everything you can access. You can do this table in any other 3D packages, ZBrush, 3D Max, Maya, Houdini, and you can export it through FBX, OBJ, ABZ, and you can import it over here. Okay, so you can access, this is the file directory, where the same thing you can view it in the thumbnail versions over here. And you can also dock this content drawer as like this, dock in layout. If you do as like this, no, it won't goes off, it will get snapped over here. Each and every time there is no need to select. And this is the basic thing which we have seen now. And in the outliner also you can organize this like static meshes by holding the control button. I'm selecting the static meshes, and you can move to the folders, new folder. You can rename this folder, hit the F2 key, name it as geometries, whatever it may be. Overall you can hide it over here. This is the visibility of those inside the objects also. And you can this thing lights also you can organize as like this, lights. Move to create new folder. Okay, just simple thing. Okay, now let's start about give a brief about the lighting, the basic concepts of the lighting over here. Let me delete the lights over here, and if you double click this thing, if you select this thing and hit F, the selected object gets framed over here. The shortcut key is F, and if you double click this thing, it frames the same thing also. On the outline itself we can double click it, otherwise you have to hit the F key. Okay, let me delete these things, no need as of now. There is no light as of now. Let me go to this window, environment light mixer. Here you can create the basic environment under this environment light mixer. As of now, let me create a skylight. Nothing is getting visible, but it has been created. Another one is let me create for the sky. This just illuminating the sky itself, but we need sky atmosphere. And let me create atmospheric light. This atmospheric light, if I click, you can see this atmospheric light is nothing but the directional light. This is the main source, primary light. It's the ambience light, which is nothing but the directional light, is nothing but a kind of sun. For the outdoor lighting, sun is the main important thing. So this is the directional light, is nothing but the primary light like sun. And let me create a volumetric cloud. You can see the cloud. If I, yeah, its shaders are getting updated. That's what it has taken time. Okay, you can see the clouds over here. If I switch the visibilities, you can see it. And let me create a height fog. This creates a fog kind of effect, exponential height fog. These are the main things. For the directional light, if you select, there is a shortcut key to set the primary light source. Means if you can rotate it, rotate all these things, sun rising, sunset, everything you can make it with this rotations and everything. You can also do it with this adjacent perpendicular direction. You can, there is one more shortcut key, which is if you hold the control key and if you hit the L by holding the control key, this kind of dial icon comes here. Just hover the mouse as like this, no need to select the left mouse button or whatever it may be. See, you can set the directions of the sun also, this way or this way. If it goes this one, means it's on the top. Everything, and the rotation is also getting updated. You can see the sun over here. This is the basic environment which we have created now. And for these environments, how the object is getting appeared, which is you can see the light also. Light you have seen, shadows also it's there. To this since it's a primary light, we can, if you don't want the shadows, if you go to that object, that light cast shadows, if you uncheck, means you won't get any shadows over here. So okay, how the objects are getting appeared means how it's the look of the object. I'm saying appearance of the object, it's because of the textures through this light. So how it's getting appeared, in the sense, we have in the content browser by default itself, we have some samples of materials as like this. Everything you can see as like this. So if I want to apply a wooden kind of look, in the sense, for the cylinder of the, means if I select, if I go under this thing, there is one option called materials. It has basic shape material. You can access the materials which we are seeing in the content browser. It gets displayed under this drop down menu itself. You can either access from here, or you can drag and drop it over here. It depends on the UVs and everything. So I'm just showing how we need to apply it. There is one more thing which I show in the sense. Let's go to the sample level. This is also a level, a world, a 3D world, which all the actors and lights, everything we have created. Either it can be a set for the any film, for the shot, anything. You can create whatever you want. You can do everything as like this. So here, this one level which we can save it as like this. Save level, current level as sample. I'm just giving sample 01.